heart of mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
Bring in the bank on the brink. Watch out, cause I know the brink's coming. I know the brink's coming. Know the brink's coming.
Oh, if it ain't bright leaf, it ain't eating weenies, and there ain't nothing about Bass and Brews podcast that we like more than eating a good wiener.
Yeah, sure. That's a great opening. Hey, everybody. It's Bass and Brews.
Oh,
Happy Friday or whatever fucking day you're watching this. This is the Bass and Brews podcast.
we are the three amigos. Huh.
Huh. Hey, quick. We've got Justin from Hatfield Custom Rods on tonight. We're going to be talking. Jason. I thought it was Sebastian in the chat. Did you change it again?
I think it's been changed on me a few times.
Perfect.
Arnold,
Perfect.
Arnold sounds. He looks like Arnold from the cartoon in the late '90s. Arnold. He does have. He's got that lollipop head.
All right, everybody. Real quick plug for the Patreon. You know the business.
You
Go to
have
Patreon.
really pretty teeth, Justin.
Solid. Hey,
Are they real?
No, they are real. You're the only person that.
Go to Patreon.
Did you have braces as a
Shut
child?
Up, Paul. Go to patreon.com/Bass and Brews. Help out. We're still running OG prices through the month of August. Not only is that your only way to access the live Last Call with Alex and Paul monthly show, and that's a live show with all the Patreon members. Last month's was a grand old time. They keep getting better and better. Also, starting in September, we're running our giveaway, and it's called Win Paul's Crankbaits. Remember all those crankbaits I promised him like 9 months ago? Well, we're going to be raffling those off to you guys, the Patreon members, because fuck Paul, right? Hashtag fuck Paul. So,
Hey, and I got my Hobie. I got my Hobie eyewear on right now because probably at least during 3/4 of this podcast, my eyes are going to be closed.
Sweet. That really gives a lot of confidence to the listener and our guests that you're going to sleep through this.
Well, I mean, I could be sleeping with you.
You wish you were sleeping with me. Anyways, Justin.
Well, I tell you what, you'd be Little Spoon.
Yeah, everybody wants to be. Nobody wants to be the Big Spoon. Everybody wants to be the Little Spoon.
You want to be comforted.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, the Big Spoon is the only one that can do the reach around.
Right. So I'm Little Spoon. So this is working out even better and better.
Yeah, I'm not touching your penile area though.
That's fine. A slight back.
I'm just going to
little butt play.
No, I'm just going to slap you in the fucking face.
Hey, Justin, welcome to Bass and Brews. Justin, you're with Hatfield Custom Rods. And by with them, I mean, it's your company. It's just you.
Yeah. McCoys are better than Hatfields, by the way.
That's it's not actually my name. It is my great grandfather's name. So that is the namesake. But that was I've heard that a couple times. Yeah.
Where are you at though?
To him?
Where are you related to the Hatfield McCoy kind of integration
I
slash?
don't know that much of the history back. I know he was a commercial fisherman on the Mississippi. I'm from north of St. Louis, so I'm in Northeast Missouri, and it was he was a commercial fisherman. And for when I was a little kid, like I was terrified of catfish because of the size of the catfish he would pull out of the river sometimes.
So a commercial angler in the Missouri area. We don't call it Missouri around here. It's Missouri. So was it catfish was the primary commercial fish that they were catching, or was it what other fish were they catching, if any?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably catching, your general, bottom feeders, drums, and stuff like that. But catfish was his main thing. He would, I think he got a couple like crappie and stuff whenever he put nets out. But a lot of times it was just his jug lines and everything. But the biggest thing you'd pretty much see in the Mississippi, especially at that time, we're talking about the 50, 60, 70. So, I mean, we're talking like trout lines, jug lines, stuff like that, his nets that he put out, and, not commercial fishing as we think of it now.
Yeah.
So was he catching fish then to sell to restaurants and people like that? What do you mean by commercial fishing?
That's how he made his living. He'd catch catfish. He'd supply all the local, we're talking a town of 2,000 people. So he was supplying the local fish fries with all their fish, the churches with their fish fries with all their fish, any restaurants that needed fish. He was the one supplying all that.
Huh. That's pretty awesome there. I mean, when you hear commercial fishing, typically that lends towards the saltwater side of it when you think about commercial fishing. And so you're saying that your grandpa was a commercial angler supplying all the good catfish to the people in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Right.
That
Probably,
were
even up until the 80s and 90s. And then, as we know now, like it's all like farmed and whatnot. They're all, they're all farmed lakes and everything like that, where they'll just pull them and cull them, and then they will then truck them, commercialize it and everything like that. But no, he was very, hands-on, would fillet a fish right there. And I mean, every single time I clean a fish, it is, I'm like, my grandpa would kill me if he saw me sawing away at this thing.
So your grandpa was a commercial angler for catfish predominantly up in the Missouri area. Mm-hmm. So he had to have the number one fish fry. Did you ever get taught the fish fry that your people taught? Like what is the commercial fish fry?
It's not been taught to me, but I mean, it's kind of just your main thing you're going to see is your church fish fries. Every now and then you'll get your family fish fry, which my uncle is the one that kind of does all that. But I mean, yeah, if you got that one guy in your family that does it, eventually you try to learn it because it's just how it's seasoned and stuff. So,
but that's not what I asked you, Josh. What the hell is the recipe? Like, how are we mixing? What's the cornmeal to flour? If there's flour ratio to season and salt, like what's the recipe, Hoss?
Yeah, that has not been bequeathed to me yet. I am not of age, if they say. I'm not
bullshit, because you are greater than I am.
70. How are you not of age?
I am. Yeah, that's also a family thing. Is grand quick. I'm 36 years old and I am silver fox.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
you are a gray fox. Are you married?
I am. My two
Your
kids.
wife better watch out, because every 25 to 35-year-old woman within 100 miles of you is you're on social media. They have got to be sending you like pics and DMs. I mean, look.
Paul, you know what he reminds me of? A legend.
Who are the young college girls going to sleep with?
But
exactly. He is the who are the 20-year-old girls going to sleep with now? It is Josh from Hatfield Custom Lures, because he looks like he's 70, but he has the body of a 35-year-old.
Yeah. And what's funny,
I see a door opening. Hey, what's up, buddy?
This is my little guy, so come on over if you're going to bed real quick, all right? I'll see you later. Buddy.
Yeah.
So
we got two of them. What's their names?
This is Declan, and then Brody was the little guy that stood by, or kind of straight up. Inside, guys. They're getting ready to go to bed.
I've got to wait for them to go in, because I'm going to make a joke about, okay, it's closed. Hey, so if Hatfield Custom Rods doesn't work out, you can just get rid of the custom and get on OnlyFans as Hatfield Rods. And yeah.
So one of my best friends, we played rugby together, and constantly, that is the joke all the single time. He's like, I've always wanted to get my hands on your rods. All the time. And it's just like, I get it, Tyler. Yeah, we do
it. Hey, you played rugby?
I have not played since my kids were born, so about 4 or 5 years ago. I did play about 10 years of rugby, yeah.
So you were playing rugby when you were still in your 60s. That's pretty awesome.
That's actually quite common, actually. You see a lot of old boys still. Everyone's like, I got one more game, and then they're still playing.
Well, it's this magical time of year. Every 4 years it happens, and it's the Summer Olympics going on right now. And I've been glued to the TV watching rugby sevens. I didn't know what the fuck that was until 2 days ago, and it is so fucking awesome. It is amazing.
Every summer. That was my summer. I was playing sevens tournaments every year.
It is. Paul, have you seen any of this?
No, all I want to know is it you or the wifey who's at the bottom of the scrum?
The bottom of the scrum. It's actually an equal part, as the scrum.
Yeah.
Scrum down, you got to count it down, and then you come together as one,
Has she ever slapped you in the face and called you bitch?
Not in bedroom.
Well, okay. So to go back to rugby, because I do want to talk about this. Sevens is what it sounds like. It's only 7 players per side, right? But they only play 2 7-minute halves.
It's 7 all the way through. Yeah, 7.
It's fucking cool as shit. And these guys are literally, I watched Fiji play, and Fiji was just dominating. I can't remember who they were playing, but they were just fucking destroying them. Yeah. Just absolutely fucking destroy them.
You know what's the greatest thing about the rugbies are the teams that have hakas.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have a haka, then you're a bitch ass rugby team, because the only rugby teams that matter are the ones with hakas.
Well, I watched one today, and it was Ireland versus New Zealand. And
it was the All Blacks. Yeah.
So Ireland was a little different. Everybody's really fast. Ireland was kind of slow and methodical, like a lot of time wasting, but they went up 17-0
daywalkers
with like 2 minutes left. And then New Zealand won in 2 minutes. They were able to get up. They beat them by like 2 points. It was fucking insane. I'm like, one, I love the Olympics, and I love the Olympics because it has a bunch of sports that are so obscure, and I don't know what the fuck they are, and that's like my favorite thing ever. But I'm legitimately into rugby sevens. I've seen like with the 15-person, and that's really cool, right? But it's kind of a slower pace. This is fucking fast. This is insane. It's a lot better than handball. I did watch 2 hours of handball today. I thought it was going to be like dudes throwing a rubber ball up against the wall, like in a prison wall, but it wasn't. It's like basketball and soccer together. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
The best Olympic sport that you're going to watch is going to be women's gymnastics.
They are
the creme de la creme of athletes.
Sure. No, they are. It's great, but I like the awkwards, like Winter Olympics. I get really into curling. I fucking love curling.
I can sit down and watch curling for hours.
The Winter Olympics are like the bitches of Olympic sports.
No, those dudes doing skeleton.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. Never in a million years.
But Summer Olympics does have a little more average sports, and for France this year, there's a new sport in the Summer Olympics, and it's fucking breakdancing. Breakdancing is a fucking Olympic sport.
Alex, if you were going to be an Olympic contestant in the Summer Olympics of 2024, what sport would you be?
Okay, so this is also a new one, and I just learned about it 2 days ago. I would be in kayak cross. So they line up 4 kayaks. They're lined up like dirt bikes. And then they have this chute that like slides them into the water all at once. And they have to get to the end of a slalom course. But physical contact is allowed. So as they're going, these fuckers are like hitting each other with paddles. It is fucking awesome. I might find a clip and play it.
But how would you be good at that? Because you got short arms. So
I have a long paddle.
You would get drowned. You'd be drowned in the first 100 yards.
Yeah. No, I mean, realistically, you'd want to do something low impact like badminton. You'd probably have a long sports life in badminton as well. But I don't know. Justin, what about you? What would you do other than rugby?
I would love to play basketball in the Olympics at some, that would be a fun one, obviously, because of just the history the U.S. has there. But, that was another sport, that was the other sport played heavily. So I would love to play basketball at a high level.
Paul, they don't have sumo wrestling anymore, so I don't know what you would do, Paul, but
I would be a gymnast. I'd be a gymnast.
I'm just picturing Paul just on the parallel rings, just holding himself out there.
No, for men, there is no
Paul-
parallel bars in men. It's the single bar. Or look, I'd love
Paul
to do
would
the
still do
Palma
women.
horse.
He would still do the women's. He would still do the women's events. He'd be doing the floor routine, the ribbon dancing, all of that.
No, that's not even the floor routine is in men's and women's.
Okay.
The ribbon bullshit is some fucking bullshit. That's not even real. And if they put that in the Olympics, like fuck the ribbon. Like no. The biggest difference in men and women gymnastics is the Palma horse, and then there's no uneven bars in the men's. It's just a single bar.
Well, and
but
then rings.
The men are pretty impressive, but look, there's nobody impressive as women gymnastics because they are the athletes of athletes. And nobody can do what they can do with the. I mean, it's just unbelievable. They're awesome. I love
your
gymnastics.
wife and or your daughter is not listening to this. You don't have to make up lies. It's okay.
I'm not making up lies. I mean, look, I fell in love with my wife when she started
on a pommel horse.
When her and I started competing on like ab workouts in college.
Okay.
And she could hang with me and beat me pretty much most of the time. But if we wanted to have a handstand competition, she'd whoop my ass. And we had the guy that I backed up, John Lafferty, who I backed up for 2 years at Carolina as the punter.
A punter.
John Lafferty always challenged
athlete.
her to handstands, and she whoop his ass every time.
Well, I hope all you guys out there.
But he was a day walker too,
am.
so he's might as well been playing rugby for fucking Ireland.
They're actually
that motherfucker got
at all.
sunburnt from the moon at night.
All right. Well, I hope everybody's enjoying the Olympics. They're fucking awesome. I love it when the Olympics are on. But Justin, you do custom rods. How'd you get into that?
It was kind of just as simple as I saw a video on TikTok and I saw someone like that. I made this rod, and I like the color combinations were just in the decorative design he did on it was just wild. And I was like, okay, like that's interesting. And then I was kind of in that point in my fishing where like I couldn't find what I wanted sometimes, like looking for what I was looking for on the shelf. And I was like, okay, I want to do that because I can make what I want. Like if I want a 6'6" extra heavy, I can do it, kind of thing. Like,
how long ago was that when you started making rods?
About close to 5 years ago, 4 to 5 years ago. So, and there's guys that have been doing it for, 20, 30 years, they're amazing at it. There's guys that have been doing it for about 5 years that are amazing at it. It's just, I like to be able to just put together what I want to do on a rod or for my own personal rods. But then, for a customer, like, it's finding what they want, but also putting together that style that they're really looking for, like whether it's just colors or matching a team color or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is my question with making custom rods it's a 2 to 8 part question. I'm going to try to do this, and it'll probably go over the next 45 minutes that I'll ask these questions. But first, custom rods from the smaller custom rod folks that I see, it seems like it's the customization of the rod, the colors, the handle, folks really wanting something that is their personal brand or whatever it may be. So there's that aspect of it. And that's one question, even though that was a terrible question on that, but I think you're understanding what I'm trying to ask, right?
Yeah.
The second thing is, and the most important part of this question is I feel like the custom rod people, what the blanks is what it comes down to. Is people will say, what blanks do you use? Because some people only want, they only want maybe a blank rod that's made by a local rod maker that makes blanks that you can get, or somebody like that. So what is the biggest catalyst for having, oh my God, I have said so much and hadn't said nothing.
Yeah.
But here's
put it on
my
a
thing
shirt.
put it on a shirt. Talk to a bitches. what is the one thing that when somebody comes to you for a custom rod, is it the design that they want, or do they want a blank with a specific action?
So a lot of times, that I get that all the time. Obviously the first question I always get is how much. That's always the first question.
Sure.
And the answer is components. Components is going to be always the controller in that. So, but yeah, so kind of my first questions always is length, action, the weight of the line and the weight of the lures. That's what I need to know to start. That way that gives me an idea of how you want to fish. A friend of mine, perfect example, he fishes a lot of river. He fishes the Mississippi for bass a lot. So he wanted a 7/8 extra heavy for bass because he wants to account for the current. So he wanted to be able to fish the Mississippi in the current. And so that's what he likes. I know every single time I build a rod for him, it's like, I want a medium. I know it's going to be a medium heavy. So something to that effect. So whatever, or even like, what lure do you want to throw? I want to throw a 3/4 ounce chatterbait. That tells me, okay, that's my range I need to go to. That's the type of blank components, the type of composition of the rod, what it's made out of. That tells me what I need to know effectively there. The weight of the line you want to throw is also super important there.
Because when you make a rod, you're getting a blank, and do you have a specific brand of blanks that you use that you go through, or is it what they want specifically? Then you go find the blank. Like, how do you determine what blank you're going to use? Do you just have a set of blanks that you buy and use, or what's the deal with that? Because I feel like, from my experience with rods, is the blanks in the eyes are what a lot of people are going towards when they want a rod.
Right.
And so you're building them custom, which obviously you can do all the custom colors and that stuff. But are people asking, hey, do you use this blank? Do you use this blank? Like, where do we go from there?
Most people will ask, like, where do I get my blanks from, or something to that effect. Like, most blanks, it's very difficult to make your own blank. There are people that do it, but I mean, you're talking about rolling the carbon fiber, making it, curing it, all the above. So there's proper ways to hang it and everything like that, which I have no knowledge on how to do. So you're talking about places like, NFC, Rod Geeks, which is basically your like G Loomis and your St. Croix kind of rods. And then there's, of course, your Rod Forge down in Texas. There is Mud Hole, which is where I get almost all of mine. Mud Hole has a very wide range of things, from, more of a budget blank to more of a higher end blank, freshwater, saltwater, all the above. So that's kind of where I get mine stuff. That's where where I buy most of my stuff through. And kind of like what you were saying, like, performance is always the number one thing. How it's going to perform. If you ever pay attention to any, of my TikTok videos or any of my social medias, like, I talk about static deflection. Like, most factory rods, that you buy off the shelf, are going to have like a standard guide train, which is going to be like certain exact increments. So what a custom rod builder will do is actually take all of those. Every single blank will be somewhat unique, even though, like, I'll buy the exact 5 of the same blank. Each one might have a slightly different curvature in the action. So, like, what I'll actually do is I'll put each one of the guides on it with and secure them, and then I'll put line through and then put a bend in, and that's going to tell me where the best optimal location, as opposed to actually measuring each one. So, like, I'll put a little measurement on it, like a guide alignment tool. I'll kind of do that and like do that by measurement, and then I will go and actually put that bend in and then put them in the optimal place, because that will reduce the stress on your rod.
So you get a blank, and if somebody wants a medium heavy fast action rod, you'll get the blank for that specific action, and then you do a bend test to figure out where the eyes go and how it goes.
Yeah, static deflection, and also with that, that's kind of telling me that's going to show me immediately if there, like, as I put a real quick bend in it. Sometimes that's going to tell me if that blank is defective before it even leaves my shop. So,
because that's one of the biggest things. Here, real quick, Alex. This is my last little question on this, because that's one of the biggest things I have with the smaller. If you think about it, just take G Loomis blanks. Right. Which a lot of people have access to and use. But you can get a G Loomis rod, which is, it's produced in large numbers. If you get a G Loomis, medium heavy, fast action. So you're saying that for you, if I was to order a custom rod from you, you're getting that blank, and then you're building the eyes and all of that specifically to that one blank. Correct. On the bend and all that. So that's a big difference in a small time.
Right. And like, if you want, say you want a G Loomis blank or something to that effect, and you want instead of a 9-inch butt or a handle, you want 6, then I can just put that together. Or how, like, another way to word it as well is, like, say certain techniques. Oh, I want a jerkbait rod. Most jerkbaits are going to be tipped down. I'm going to balance that so that the weight is down on that rod to help. So that way you're not forcing everything like that. Or if you just want, like, that's kind of those conversations that you have with your customer to kind of figure out what they're looking for in the performance of the rod. Of course, and then after that happens, then we get to the actual customization of colors, team, whatever,
Yeah, because most kayak anglers want a shorter butt rod,
right?
Especially if they're doing any kind of top water, or at this point in time, if they're fishing swim baits, anything that's gonna the length of that butt is gonna affect where how it interacts with your gut and your life vest,
right?
So you're saying that's what sets you apart from just going buying a G Loomis rod or whatever from Bass Pro Shops, is that you can adjust that butt length.
Right. Yeah.
And then build that to the action.
Yeah. It's just like you said, like, it's, I can adjust, like, and that's a perfect example, like a shorter butt for like when I'm on my kayak and I want a deep crank, I actually want like a longer butt on it, because I'm going to stick it in the crook of my arm, and that way that torque is not really digging into my, my wrist isn't getting tired as I'm doing it. And like a big spinnerbait, same thing. I can use my spinnerbait, just tuck that into the crook of my arm and right into my, crook of my arm, my ribs. And I don't have to fight that in my wrist, and my wrist doesn't get tired. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah, I dig that. That's awesome. But we did mention, so let's just throw out, what do you think specifically when people buy rods for you? What percentage want the custom badass rod, or they're looking for general specific, like, you know what I mean? Like an ultra customized performance wise rod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, that's a great question. I've only been at it as a business for 6 months. But I've been asked.
Oh, shit. Only 6 months? I thought you were a pro. Never mind. All right. Episode over. Yeah. No, I'm just joking.
Right.
Time for the shotgun round, Alex.
6 months. But most of the time it is, my most popular builds are like those college team builds or sports team. Those are the ones where, like, I post that and it just goes, those are the ones that people I get a lot of contact for. Like, I want a University of Miami rod. I want a University of this rod, all the above. So, that's where I really enjoy those. I just finished a University of Florida rod. And then conversely, like, I finished a rod where a guy, his dog would go on the boat with him, and he wanted a rod in memoriam of his dog. So I put in memory of his dog on the rod. So, there's tons of different, the amount of customization is limited only by your imagination in reality. Like, whatever you're looking for, like, if your granddad has a rod, it's not just building a rod from scratch. If it's your grandpa's rod that it's been sitting and that rod is special to you, you can get it to your local custom rod builder. They can clean it up, like clean up some guides, make it look good again, and just put it up on your wall.
So
I didn't even think about that. That's
So you can take a rod, an older rod, and customize it, take the guides off, I guess, and redo it. And is
cool
it that in depth? being able to take an old rod and take off all the old shit and put new Fuji eyes on it and this and that. Is that what you're saying that you can do with the custom rods? Is like taking an old rod and making it new and customizing it with colors and
Yeah, you
that?
absolutely can. It would be a little bit tougher to strip a rod down bare completely because, of course, you're going to deal with like glue lines and stuff like that. You can clean it up, but you're going to still get a little bit of that residue that's still there. But it's doable to, like, if you just want to keep the exact same guide placement, you can clean it up, put new colors on it, refresh it. Like if that epoxy and stuff is yellowing on it, yeah, you can absolutely refresh it and everything is faded out, put new thread on, new epoxy, make it look brand new.
I think that's really cool. So I would be the type of customer that looks for, like, does it fucking look cool, right? Like, I have 2 custom rods. One was given to me when I retired, right? And that one's really cool. It's in all Coast Guard colors. It's got my name on it and the years that I served, all that stuff. It's really awesome. And then I have a Bass and Brews one, which looks it is so fucking obnoxious, and I love it because it's yellow and red.
I don't have no Bass and Brews rod
because I fucking paid for mine, motherfucker. But looking
you
at
do
your
pay
stuff,
for everything with Bass and Brews.
Exactly.
So that's a good answer.
But looking at your stuff, what I generally noticed right away was I see a lot of custom guys. They almost, it's almost like they instinctively go to that EVA grip, right? And a lot of people swear by that grip. They love that grip. I am not a fan of that fucking grip. I hate EVA.
The hell's the EVA grip? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like the same shit that's on like handlebars on a bicycle. It's like
EVA foam. Yeah.
It's the foam shit, right? So I like cork, and I've specifically seen your cork work, and it looks fucking cool as shit. Like, if you give me a rod that's got like dope ass cork work, and then I can add other shit to it, like, I'm instantly sold on it because I like a cork rod. I actually do think it's more sensitive than having the foam. I don't give a shit if it's supposed to be better for me ergonomically to use the foam. I will get that death claw hand using cork, and I don't give a shit because it looks cooler. And your work, and I've heard you talk about on your lives too, talking about the cork work that you do. So I really appreciate that.
I like cork. Cork, to me, I feel like is I get a better grip with it. Like, I have some of my newer rods now have some different shit, but I love cork.
Yeah, I like working with cork, and I like you said, like, ergonomic, like that's the word you use there. So there's actually I say book, but it's like, more of a magazine kind of style. It's a very short book. There was a magazine that was very recently put out, all about the ergonomics of fishing rods, and I read through all of that. And like most fishing rods, like, why do most rods, most store-bought fishing rods, they always say ergonomic. Ergonomic is supposed to be comfortable, but nowadays it's just, it fits in your hand. But why do most guys palm the reel? Because it doesn't actually fit in your hand. So, like, if you actually pay attention to any of the, like, if you actually look at any of my rods that I build and all of my custom handles that I turn, they're big fat cigars. And they just fit right, like, and because I take the measurement of from the here to here on my hand, so then I know, like, that's the measurement of my circumference.
So for the folks that are listening, not watching, he took the measurement he's taken is from the index finger, the middle finger down to the bottom of your palm, where the wrist breaks. So and this is good because I have smaller hands, so. Like, when I've got some older Shimano reels that are 200 size reels, and these are the silver Shimanos. Like, they're big, and they were hard, and I don't fish with them anymore, but I've got smaller hands. So having a reel and a rod, having that combo that fits my smaller hands makes a difference, especially if I'm using a jerk bait or a top water where I'm having to walk it or something like that. Like, those, that to me is, and I'm a certified ergonomist. Literally a certified ergonomist.
Spell it.
ERGONOMISTICKSTY. Ergonomist. So, like, the ergonomics of it isn't just it being comfortable, but that's something that you're going to fish with all day long.
Right.
So again, it goes back like the good example is deep cranking. I deep crank with a 5-0 reel, because when you're cranking that reel all day long, if you're throwing some deep cranks all day long, that reel, you're not working as hard to get it down. So,
Exactly.
but anyway, on a rod side, like having something that fits your hand, fits my hand.
A reel and your whole
you're cupping that reel.
This
So the big cigar stuff probably wouldn't fit me as good. Is I would need more of a blunt roll instead of a cigar roll.
Right. A joint roll, not a blunt, because a blunt's like a cigar. You need to go all the way down to a joint, Paul.
I don't know. I don't do drugs. I'm just going by, my limited knowledge on marijuana rolled cigarettes.
Well, we can wait for Drunk Wood to give us a comment on that one. So,
Drunk Wood will know all of the different hand sizes you need for hand rolled blunts and other stuff. I can't wait for him to text us after this.
Hey, don't worry. Drunkwood can also give you marriage advice. He's got a lot of knowledge because he's been married so many fucking times and failed at it. So he's got all of the bad advice for you.
He is a handsome fella, though. I'd marry Drunkwood if John King, aka Drunkwood, was on the market. I'd marry him.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Just so I could get some really cool wood art to put on my wall, and then I'd divorce him.
Yeah. Well, I would marry him long enough to get like my stake at his company and then take half of it and sell it to Home Depot.
Mm. Well, you would have half of nothing because he said he don't make no money.
Yeah, I hope he does. He doesn't have another job. Anyways,
speaking of cork.
Yeah.
So
Corky. Speaking of Corky,
I was going to say too is
from
that,
the Wonder Years
with EVA is actually softer than cork.
Yeah.
So that actually was what like saves your hand is if you have a more dense material for your handle. That, like you said, sensitivity that increases your sensitivity as well. So like cork, of course, is not as dense as other woods. There's other builders that do hand turn wood like hardwood handles. I don't have that kind of equipment. I hope to one day. But that's absolutely something that people do. I've seen handles made out of deer antler. I've seen, oak, cherry, the gamut of woods.
I mean, but realistically, are they fishing with those or is that going to go up on the wall?
Combination. That might, there are people that do fish with that on a regular basis. And there's people that like, that is a gift kind of scenario.
Yeah.
And, I don't know how much it gets fished with, but I mean, if I was spending, $300, $400, $500, $600 on a rod, there's rod builders that don't get like their words. I don't get out of bed for less than $750. Like that's but I mean those are mostly saltwater guys,
Right. Both the rods that I have, I've caught and fish on, and I've now since retired because like there's a special meaning behind them, this and that, and they're dope. They look cool as shit, right? But I'm scared.
You don't want to throw them in the water on a TikTok live.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't want to pull a jabber hammer and launch a whole combo into the water because I'm not paying attention. So they sit up on the wall. They're beautiful. They're great. I do feel like you have to have that kind of not weird, but it's that mix in there, right? Like once I don't know, both of them, I caught multiple fish and I was like, listen, my luck's going to run out. Murphy's Law is going to get me at some point and this fucking thing's going to end up in the drink and I don't want to search for it. I live in New Jersey. I'm not trying to wade through shopping carts and old dirty diapers, which is also just a heads up for folks is the best place to throw a hollow bodied frog. You really want to just work those diaper mats with not a popping frog, just a normal one. So,
hey, have you made any fly fishing rods or are you strictly bass type rods?
No, I've got a couple fly fishing rods I've done, and really fly fishing, like there are some nuances to it. Most of it's in the handle and whatnot. But really a fly fishing rod, depending on the weight, is really is more of just a longer ultralight or light kind of.
Gotcha.
It's really all it is. Instead of like a 6.6 ultralight, you're looking at like a 4-piece ultralight is really what you're looking at. Because the bottom half might be like, you're heavy, then it just kind of slowly gets lighter as you go up. It's just, the biggest thing is just figuring out where the bend is in the rod and making sure you're having all that lined up so it performs the best in multi-piece rods.
The best way to test those, do you have to like attach the ribbon to the front of it and just kind of wiggle it around out in your yard, or do you hire somebody like Matty Ice to come out and ribbon dance those fly rods?
So to find the bend in it is what we call it. It's like, so there's two schools of thought. There's straightest axis, and guys build on the straightest axis. It doesn't matter what the bend is. That's what they're doing. So that is aesthetically pleasing. I personally build on the spine. So if you take any fishing rod in the store, if you hold the tip and just like push down in the middle, it's going to snap into place. It's good. That natural bend is going to pop into place. So any fisherman out there can do this. Just hold it by the tip and just push down in the middle, and it'll spin, and those guides are going to go right into place. So that's how I build. I build on that spine. So that is the strongest axis to me. So like it adds to that durability to the rod and just gives it a little bit more credibility to
Justin, that was great information, but really my comment was just to shit on fly fishermen and make fun of them. But I love that you're such a professional that you gave us like a really good answer to that one. But all I want to do is make fun of Matty Ice and all our fly fishermen out there. But solid.
I gotta make sure that I keep the fly fishermen interested in buying from you.
Yeah, because they love
because they'll pay
shit.
$700. Those motherfuckers will pay money. For some shit.
Blanks I can't get without spending $500.
Holy shit!
Yeah, there's some like just the blank, no other work put into it. There's some blanks, $500. Like that's just part of it. Like,
all right,
how
so
about go ahead, Paul.
All right, so you get Alex calls you up, says, "Hey, dude, I want a medium heavy, fast action rod I can use for throwing. I don't know,
swim jig,
Texas rig." Nope, because you're not going that's not gonna fit on a fucking swim. A Texas rig, medium heavy. What? Damn it, Alex! You fucked up my thought. I forgot what I was gonna say. You can go. I'll think of it in a minute.
Struggles of having like an elderly ADHD co-host.
Look, I told y'all I started drinking early, and I cooked collards, and I cooked a bunch. I cooked a whole head of cabbage.
Hey, save that for your channel. Nobody gives a shit about your cooking.
I do enjoy his cooking channel. I do enjoy that.
Right? It's great. You know what's funny is his videos get more views than the podcast does on YouTube. He kills it. All right, so you do fly rods, you do bass rods. How about have you dabbled in BFS at all?
BFS,
or has that been requested?
I've not done a true BFS, but I've done ultralights.
Okay.
So I mean, I've done ultralight spinning rods, but I've not done a true BFS rod, which basically it's basically the exact same thing but reversed and just different guides. So I mean, I want to build myself a BFS rod at some point, but a quality BFS rod is like $200-300. So I just haven't dived down that rabbit hole yet. So and
I think that's a good avenue, dude. I think that's a good avenue because those BFS guys will. Yeah, the BFS guys will pay a good amount of money for their shit. You know what I mean? And if it's good, that's a good avenue.
Hey, side note, because I just remembered I was going to ask.
God.
When you do a bend on a rod, how do you look? I'm not good at centimeters. Like I operate in feet. How do you position and put the eyes on a rod? And mark that shit out so that it's like what you're selling
where it's supposed to be.
Where it's supposed to be, exactly. How do you fucking do that and figure it out and set those eyes where they're supposed to be for what folks want?
So most of it is going to be like most guide sets or most companies are going to come along with their own, especially blank. Yeah, they're going to come with their own. Most brands are going to come with their own
with their own hand.
Yeah, this is an Astroglide commercial, but those motherfuckers won't sponsor us, so fuck them.
most brands are going to come with their own guide placement charts. So just like you said, whether it's metric or imperial, they're going to come along with that spacing. So I'm going to put those down throughout the entirety of the blank. I'll get those measurements on my tape measure them down, mark them down, put each one down throughout the blank. And then once they're secure, I'll probably add like almost every single rod I build, I will add one because I will follow that. And then once I put that bend in it, for optimal placement, you're going to have like the line should follow that perfect curve of it. You shouldn't see like any like tenting, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
If you see tenting, there's too much pressure in that spot. So then I'll readjust them. And so like I may end up with 2 inches off that mark that I put prior. And then I'll add another guide to kind of alleviate that pressure or something like that.
Do guys more for casting, or are they more for playing the fish?
A little bit of both. It depends on like more guides are going to allow for smoother transition down the line of the rod, as well as, playing the fish. It's going to reduce the weight on the blank and the amount of pressure that the blank is taking. So, I mean, it's a combination of both. Just really most of it is just going to be, for my sake, it's reducing the pressure because I don't want to build a defective rod that's going to snap in half because you want to high stick it.
Yeah. Do you do more spinning or casting rods?
Mostly spinning. I think that is the where most guys learn, and a lot of guys do want to kind of go into a little bit more. You see most guys do the spinning, but it may be kind of a 50-50 split. It kind of goes in spurts, really.
Gotcha. Hey, we've had, especially this last month or so, we've had a lot of these these folks in the fishing industry making a name for themselves, doing things out of their garage, or you know what I mean by that. Like we had Emma Calzone, she's tying her own flies. We had Invasive Lures 2 weeks back. But I do feel like rod making's got to be the most technical and the hardest one to do out of those, because you could easily fuck this up. And then we're talking a dollar amount is a lot more also in a rod than it is in a soft plastic or a hand-tied fly or anything like that. So I mean, again, kudos to you.
You're not, I mean, I don't want to take anything away from any of those other guys.
No, they're great. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, if I kind of like, I'll file a guide just to make sure and if I file that just wrong, like file it wrong, that guide could cut into the blank. And then when you set the that could cut into the carbon fiber and snap it in half. I mean, there is a level that you want to kind of keep at.
Yeah, but I do feel like you have to do more in that. Folks like you, KD Rods, another good one on TikTok. He's a good dude.
Yeah,
Builds rods. He is. He's the one that did the Bass and Brew rod for me. Great stuff. And again,
thanks,
more work.
KD Rods. Right. I appreciate my Bass and Brews rod.
I fucking paid for mine, dickhead. Anyways,
you could have paid for mine, asshole. I mean, Jesus, you pay for everything else.
No, you need to talk to your wife. You need to get some spending money, or talk to your boss. He needs to pay you more.
My boss is an asshole.
Yeah, his boss is such a fucking asshole. Anyways,
the podcast.
He's a fat bitch.
He does listen to the podcast, but he's a fat, ugly son of a bitch.
My boss has never listened to this podcast because he's here every episode.
He's on
he doesn't have to listen to it.
Paul's self-employed. But I will backtrack a little bit. You said you didn't want to take anything away from him. I'm going to take away anything that Matty Ice has ever made when it comes to fly tying. They all look like shit. It looks like just wet dog turds wrapped in cat litter, and then kind of like using that big game monofilament wrapped around a giant hook. So fuck you, Matty Ice. Yeah.
The only time I will take anything away from someone, and like will take any kind of criticism on TikTok or Facebook or anything of that. Like, especially if you're another rod builder, if you say you build rods, I will take that criticism all day long. But if you're just some guy, just like, if you can't back up what you're saying, like, oh, your guide work looks trash or this or that, like, if you can't show me that you know what you're talking about,
yeah,
go kick rocks.
Well, I mean, it's the internet, so everybody's a fucking expert. Everybody's got a voice, which is great. This is America. This is what we get to do. Yeah. But then you also see what's great is at Bass and Brews is we don't actually have a business here, so you have to be nice about it, right? But we get to just say, "Go fuck yourself."
I will be nice to a point, but I'll kind of play with it because more comments has helped my algorithm. So I'll just kind of play into it. I'll bait you a little bit. So I mean, like a guy earlier tonight, guy kept saying that
What was his name? Where was he from?
I don't know who he was or where he was from, but no, he said he was from the Pacific Northwest, and I don't remember what.
He's a fucking asshole. Everybody from the Pacific Northwest is an asshole.
But he was saying how mine is a bunch of globs and pretty colors, and his was art and this and that. And I was just like, oh, cool story.
Cool, dude.
Thanks, Sherlock Holmes. And then he hit me with some Swedish metal band, like, oh, it's more like this. And I was like, okay. Like, all right, man. But
so how does that work? So Alex and I, when we post our bullshit on the internet, we get a lot of bullshit, and typically it's around catching fish or something like that, because we're not technical anglers. We're not doing anything.
I'm not either.
How
any means.
Yeah, but
you're working.
You're making rods though. Yeah. How do you get a lot of people that critique your work? Because you do a lot of lives. You're on live a lot. Do you get a lot of people critiquing your work, or is it people just asking questions? Is it people critiquing you being dicks, or is it people asking because they're like us tonight wanting to learn?
Most of the time in my lives, it's going to be other rod builders. There's a ton of me and other rod builders just we'll pop into each other's lives and stuff.
Just a bunch of dudes talking about their rods.
Yep.
Dudes being dudes. But we're just talking and just, and then every now and then you'll have this guy, someone bullshitting, and you can tell real quick if they know what they're talking about or not, because you'll ask like a very specific question. It's like, oh yeah, like do you want to use like just whatever random question that kind of bait them a little bit, and then you can tell real quick if they know what they're talking about or not. But then and of course, like you said, like they're gonna have a ton of people that are like, oh, how much? Like that's every single life. How much? It's like, send me a DM, man. Like, I need more information from you. Like,
listen, if this is more than $200, I don't need this fucking thing. It's too goddamn expensive. It's bullshit. This country's gone to hell. Back in the 80s, I used to get a custom rod for 25 cents. This is bullshit.
I had a guy try to talk me down the other day, or a couple weeks earlier.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Well, it was you.
That was me. Sorry. No, just joking. Yeah.
Trying to talk me down, and I was like, look, man, for the amount of work you want to put in, he wanted to custom design all the way to the first guide, which is 2 feet of work.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, here's the price. And he's like, what's your bottom line? I'm like, what I told you.
Just told you.
So that brings up another point, though, is that we've had quite a few bait makers, the smaller bait makers in the garages pouring whatever. And how is it in the rod making world? Are y'all all we work together, or do you have rod makers that just come in and talk shit? Like, how is it? Because from what I feel like we get with folks who are making lures, there's a small group that are friends, and they work together, and they it's constructive criticism, and then but a majority of people, it might not even be the people that are making the lures, but the majority of people are like talking shit about what you're doing and how you're doing it. On the rod making side, from social media, again, because you do a lot of live stuff and you put your stuff out there for people to watch.
We're not getting paid by the minute. He gets it. Fucking wrap it up.
Shut the fuck up. Jeez, I told you. I prefaced this whole motherfucker at 7:30 to 7 o'clock p.m. Yeah. I prefaced all this by told you I drank a lot, so it's gonna be. Look, I say it to people that comment on my shit. You said so much shit not to say nothing.
Yeah,
and I'm the number one. Look, it's Justin the ADHD.
Is ready. Justin was ready to answer this fucking question.
It's not his name.
Into it.
His name is Josh.
No, his name is Sebastian Arnold the Third.
Yeah, exactly. This bitch is a third.
All right,
so he needs to listen.
How's the
more.
Rod building community?
Anyway, how's the rod building? Yeah. Alex, let me ask the fucking question.
Oh, you already did it. You already did it. Shut up, Paul.
How's the rod building community?
Oh my God, I hate you.
It's kind of exactly like he's kind of described with like you have like a 50-50 split where you kind of have guys that are, I've done it this way for 30 years and that's the end of it, and then you have then you have guys that want to coach and want to do things and want to help people out around them. So it's kind of the 50-50 split. You know, I'm kind of part of this new wave of rod builders. Effectively, like it was kind of, I don't want to say dying out, but it was very much like an older gentleman's game,
Sure.
like an inspired guy's game.
Yeah, like a guy with a fully gray beard. Correct. You're right.
Yeah,
old man's game.
I have to play the part, man. So
it's all died. He died all of it, Paul. He just admitted it. I'm going on to his next live. I'm going to be like, that's a fake fucking beard and hair. It comes off like Legos. It's a wig.
I wish.
Just for men 50 plus.
I wish. I guarantee I'll go play in my rugby alumni game here in September, and every single one of them will be like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, do you have,
at least your wife is like, you know, I have a young man that looks old, so she's like, you know,
she likes the silver. She thinks it looks distinct.
There you go. Do you have gray chest hair?
It's coming a little bit gray. I mean, it's still kind of, you know, it's not very much.
All right, and then
do you have gray ball hair, or is it
there you go.
Like
what's the
gone?
bush look like? Are we gray bush down there too?
It's, you know, it's coming in. It's not as much, but it's coming in.
Yeah,
there's
nothing
do you keep
worse.
it trimmed, or do you?
Oh, we don't need to
let
go that far, Paul.
You go that far.
We don't need to go that far, Paul. Let's leave some mystery.
I mean,
He's
the
a man of
drapes,
mystery.
the drape should match the rug.
There's nothing worse as a man as when you take a piss and you look down and you're like, motherfucker, and you get that first fucking gray pubic hair and you're like, God,
that bitch is the longest, and it's the longest fucking hair out of all the
yes,
pubes.
Right, it's longer than the hair on my head, and I'm like, how the fuck is that even possible? Has that thing been growing for fucking years?
And then you pluck it out. You pluck it out, your nose starts watering because that some bitch came from your soul.
All right, we've had a little too much. We've had a little too much fishing talk. If anybody knows,
if I wanted to make Alex a rod,
yes.
Could you incorporate some of your silverback hair from your ass, your beard, your head? It doesn't matter. Could you incorporate that into a rod?
I mean, you could. I don't know how much you'd be able to actually see it because it's very fine when you get down to it. You'd have,
but what if we do like an all black blank, and then I want you to wrap the guides in your gray beard hair?
Yeah.
I don't think the tensile strength will do it, unfortunately.
What do you mean tensile strength? But you're just gluing it. We don't need it to do anything.
No,
we just need white. We need white hair.
42874 already made fun of him for having a gloopy rod. He's not trying to add more gloops with beard hair in it.
I mean, I could wrap it in monofilament and it'll look like it's invisible thread, and then you just throw some beard hair on top of it.
Hey, can you just wrap the whole rod in fluorocarbon and then I just don't see the rod at all? Would it become invincible at that point?
There's people that do that, like that you can wrap it in silk and it looks like the guides are kind of just floating in the epoxy. Yeah.
That's fucking weird. Those people need to be on a watch list. Like, that's some like fucking weird shit. That's some Missouri Unabomber shit.
Is there a custom rod builder out there that has like been a troll to you that you don't like?
No, I mean nobody that I know.
He's not gonna name them.
Nobody that I know that's established. Anyone that has been a troll, they'll never back it up. Anybody that's most of the people that I interact with have been more coaching, more hey, this is how kind of thing.
Except for KD Rods, right? Because you told me KD Rods is a fucking asshole. You said, right?
I said something about KD Rods. I don't know if I said that.
That's what I heard. KD Rods is an asshole. That's
what I heard is that most of the rod builders that you interact with are good guys that are trying to help each other and build their brand.
Cute. Yeah, that's a lot of us. We've there's a couple of us that have started a Discord. And
boring.
Stuff pop in. So yeah,
I'm just joking.
There are.
That's awesome. That's cool.
I've reached out.
No, it's good to have a good community though.
there are guys that I've reached out to like, hey, could I get a little tips on XYZ? And he's like, why the hell would I do that? And it's like,
yeah. Well, I mean, it's a business.
Yeah,
All right,
well,
we've talked a lot of business. Let's get a little silly. Anyways, hey, have you ever heard of
Willy Billy? My name is Willie. I like hot dogs. My name is Alex.
Where's
I put wieners
where's
in
Elijah?
my mouth.
Do I have a clip of Elijah's song? We need Elijah, our famous bass fishing hip hop artist, to rap battle you again, Paul. All right. Anyways, hey, Justin, have you ever heard of the game Marry, Fuck, Kill?
yes, I have.
Perfect. We're gonna play that game tonight. If people don't know, I'm gonna give him 3 options. He needs to marry one, fornicate one, and kill one. So your options are aliens, Bigfoot, or the Loch Ness monster.
Hey Jeremy, what is the bear on your hat?
That's a Mizzou Tiger. I'm a Mizzou graduate.
Is that like an elementary school?
It is, yeah.
Okay,
It's
so-
it's a state school, so I understand. In Jersey, if that's you guys have a lot of private stuff over there.
Rutgers.
That's true.
Rutgers.
I don't know. I'm not initially from here. I'm from Washington. Like we have UW
Yeah.
and Washington State University. Anyways,
Alex, the home of the taters.
That's Idaho, dickhead. And
Same fucking thing, bitch.
that's Brock Tominus. He can have that shit. All right, you got to marry one, fuck one, kill one. It's Bigfoot, aliens, or Loch Ness. Would you like maybe a visual kind of tease to help you pick them?
Yeah, go and feed me the teas. What do we got?
Sure. So we got Bigfoot, looking absolutely gorgeous. We've got Loch Ness, also looking equally as gorgeous. And then we have aliens, like it's just a star-studded section there.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
well, I think I'm gonna assume Bigfoot can cook, so I'm gonna marry.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna, Bigfoot's got some survival instinct, so I'm gonna marry into that. So aliens, possibilities are endless. We're gonna go.
Yeah. Dude, everybody denies wanting to get probed until you get the option. Listen.
Yeah, until you get
Hey,
crossed out with the
it
option.
takes the rod maker to choose the aliens as the fuck because they're like, I got the rods and I don't mind my rod getting put up my butthole.
And then and of course, Loch Ness monster is we're gonna go kill on that one because I mean it's probably you feed you can eat off of it. I'm gonna make you cook it.
Well, listen,
are you gonna deep
can
fry?
eat.
Or are you gonna?
Listen,
How are you gonna?
you can
cook it?
also eat all those other options just in a different way.
That's fair. Yeah, you could. I mean, you got a Loch Ness monster. You got enough meat. You can do whatever you want with it. You can deep fry some of it. You can bake some of it. However you want to do it.
Hey, if you so you're gonna marry the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
How are you gonna make a baby? What's the position?
I don't know if I'm gonna have much choice in it if it's Bigfoot.
So, but you get she looks at you and says, "You choose." What's the Bigfoot position when y'all are making a baby?
Probably that. Was that Amazon one? What is that? Where she's taking control.
Oh my God, he said the Amazon one. Paul, do you know what we're talking about at all?
I don't have a goddamn clue. I'm laughing because y'all are laughing. I don't have what's going on.
The Amazon one.
It's like missionary. She's doing it.
Yeah, dude, it's like the dude's on his back and he puts his legs up and then she kind of pushes that wiener down and then it's just fucking you. Oh.
Is she facing you or is she facing behind?
No, she's facing you,
She's facing
dead
you.
in the fucking eyes, looking right through your fucking skull. Oh my
She's
God.
holding mine.
Hey, can y'all send me a picture? I need to send that to my wife to see if we can try that.
Oh, that took my breath away. And we had a guy on the boat who was really into we were randomly drunk and he's like, you know what the best porn is? And we're like, whatever, dude. And he's like, Amazon porn. And we're like, all right, cool, tall chicks. And he's like, no, Amazon style. That's all I can watch. And we're like, what the fuck is that? So we Googled it and we were like, oh shit, dog. I mean, listen, it's Bass and Brews, whatever kink you're into, enjoy that. But that one is that one's it's different. It's different.
You know,
Drunkwood knows about it.
It's the logical choice, I think.
Yeah. I think I actually think we can call that Bigfoot researcher we have just case closed what Bigfoot style is.
Yeah. There it is.
It's
Amazon style.
I lost my fucking can of dip in the middle of all of this because I laughed and now I can't find it. Holy shit.
Where are you from? Where are you from, Josh?
He already told it, dipshit.
North of St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, northern Missouri.
Missouri.
That's right.
He said,
we're in the SEC now. In Missouri.
Hold on. Justin said Missouri. That's where he fucking lives. I'm going to say it how he's saying it. You're in North Carolina. Shut the fuck up, Paul.
Yeah,
Alex, you can't even speak regular English, so ain't nobody listening to you. You have a Phillies hat on.
I know. I'm supposed to wear a different one. My bad. Hey, they're still doing great. Best team in baseball still.
Tell me this about Missouri. Do y'all have decent barbecue there?
You know, with St. Louis barbecue and Kansas City barbecue are really, you know, people will swear by it, but of course, you know, barbecue gets territorial very much. So I mean, you're saying the barbecue around you because it's Kansas City's barbecue is trash. I'm partial to St. Louis barbecue. It's kind of like a spin on Memphis barbecue, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Kansas City barbecue is its own thing. Just like
hold on, I'm confused. What's the difference? Because one of them is mustard. Wait, isn't it? One of them's mustard based and one of them's ketchup based. No, what is it, Paul? You're the fat ass.
That's the Carolina shit right there. No, one is going to be a tomato based sauce, and the other one's going to be a dry rub.
Oh.
Yeah, so St. Louis is more of a ketchup style.
Exactly.
Oh,
it's a sauce.
That's the good shit.
And then that Memphis is going to be a dry rub type barbecue.
I like the where my hands look. Never mind. I was going to have a really dirty joke. I won't do it. Anyways, I like.
You want to eat barbecue and your hands look like you've been eating a used tampon?
Have you guys ever seen the movie Cabin Fever?
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you remember that one scene where he's like making
that's the one? Yeah, that's the what called Cabin Fever though. Isn't that called Wrong Turn?
No, in Cabin Fever, they get infected and he's making out with this girl and he thinks he's putting his fingers somewhere else, but instead it's just in the middle of her thigh because she had started to deteriorate like a zombie. Yeah.
That's gross, Alex. Why would you ever talk about that on this podcast?
Break. I'll be right back with you, gentlemen.
Yeah. He's got to go pee. Hey, if you're pooping, you got to take us with you.
How is he the youngest guy on this podcast? And he's
no shit.
Look, he doesn't even know which door to go out of.
My wife locked me in or locked me out.
Look, she put that stick in the door. She put that stick in the door so fast.
Hey, he has this podcast on the speakers, and she heard it, and she's like, "This motherfucker ain't coming in the house tonight."
Oh, Mr. Silver Fox, fuck this guy.
Yeah, this guy said that he likes having sex with Bigfoots, and now I'm not going anywhere near him.
Well, it's worse because Bigfoot not only is he gonna have sex with, but that's a full-on relationship.
Hey, just pee over the balcony off your right shoulder.
If there wasn't houses like 25 yards from me, I probably would.
Bro,
25 yards and you're scared to go pee?
Dude, they're not going to see it through the gray bush. It looks like a little hedgehog sticking its head out of some tinsel. You'll be fine.
Exactly. Yeah, you're like a Christmas tree that's been trimmed.
Poor Justin's got to piss so bad, and he was just trying to get in the house.
Go tinkle.
You know, it would be the first time I've taken a knee somewhere just in public. So
that's okay. The first time I was ever on this podcast, Alex was peeing in bottles.
Yeah,
he was peeing in bottles.
I took a beer can the desk in the middle because it was just me and Paul. So I'm trying to talk to him as I'm pissing in one, and then it filled up. So I had to grab another one in the middle of. You know what? I should find that one and clip the exact part where I'm pissing in cans because
this whole thing is going to be clipped on TikTok now.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, you got an opening. I saw something. Yes,
you got a pee-pee opening. Yes.
Go.
Hey, why Justin's going pee-pee.
Wife blocked his ass out.
That's
He's got to
fucking
go
funny.
tinkle.
Hey,
This is
remember,
I didn't know
remember-
rod
hold on.
making was going to be so interesting.
dude, it's so I've watched his lives. He's not here, so he's not going to hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I've watched him too. We have
dude,
got to
he's
get
very
into
like
how to
scientific about it.
But
Like, it's
how-
fucking awesome.
when he comes back, we've got to
Yeah.
talk about how the artistic expression
Oh, that's good.
of
Well, ask
doing
him.
like the guides and the clear coat and the shit that I don't know I don't know anything about rod making, so my vernacular might be wrong.
Yeah.
But the artistic expression
cool
of being
shit,
able
yeah.
to do that stuff is really cool. To me, like I could never do that shit. Look, I
Well,
will
like I
never
said-
ever make my own fucking rod.
Nope.
I won't even make my own lure. Not
I was
only
gonna
will
say,
I not
like-
paint a lure, I ain't gonna pour no damn plastics either. I'm gonna pay somebody to do that shit.
And again, no slight like we talked about, except to Matty Ice, but anybody who does something else, right? But like, I put rod building up there with kind of these like these garage swim bait builders, these guys who are like carving shit by hand. You know what I mean? Like
and
that's
then then painting them. I mean,
Yeah.
but there's something to say
Whoops.
about the artistic ability.
and the drunk hiccup.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're back.
Oh god, that's great. Hey, that was a quick pee. There's no way you washed your fucking hands, you dirty son of a bitch.
I have a very small bladder. I'm the worst person to go on a fucking road trip with.
Well,
You need to
It's
get your
been-
prostate checked.
no,
If
it's
you
been
need help,
checked.
I'll help check you.
It's been
But you
checked.
need your prostate checked. You need it milked. Once you
It's
get it
been-
milked, it'll
Once you get a
be
milk,
bigger.
I can't.
Yeah.
Poor Justin, he runs a very family-friendly TikTok live. And I mean, some of it's your fault when you go Amazon style. I still can't fucking believe. I haven't heard that shit in a year, 2 years.
well, but like I said before we started this thing,
Yeah.
like I'm very professional in my but
Mhm.
off like this is normal for me.
Yeah.
Like it was.
So what he's saying is he ain't gonna repost not a goddamn thing from this podcast on his
Oh,
channel
repost.
because
No, it's funny you say that. Like I have had so many people when I actually do post something like this,
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, we need this more of you." But it's like I have such a hard time doing
Yeah.
it. It's weird. I don't know. It's hard for me.
Hey, listen.
well, it ain't hard for us
because
because we
I
we
just haven't done
drag
it.
the nicest people into the cauldrons
that is true.
of bullshittery. That
Yeah.
if you need more content to deal with like Astroglide and
Astroglide.
rods and sex positions, we can bring you there.
After
And we can-
me as a rod builder before they sponsor this podcast. as well.
Probably. They probably will.
God damn it! Another person getting
Could
to come
you,
up before us.
Could you imagine him
No
sitting
way.
there building a rod and instead
Yeah.
of it being some kind of clear coat on the guides,
He's
like
just-
this is
jerking off a
this is the
fucking
Hatfield
rod.
Custom Rods Astroglide guide.
Could you imagine how far that would cast?
Oh.
he's using the Hawk Tui blend. He's just he fucking okay. We
You ain't
made
get-
2 jokes. Hold on,
You
Paul.
never have to worry about your rods or your reels not being lubed with Hatfield rods because Astroglide is coming through your line is running through all the Astroglide.
the hold on. The commercial would be, and then I have a comment, but the commercial would be like, if the Hatfields and the McCoys both had Astroglide, there'd be no issues. There'd be no fights. But hey,
The
I
only
wanna
body
make-
count would be fucking.
That's it. Hey, I want to make the official Bass and Brews statement on the Hawk to Eat lady. She is still an American treasure that we need to protect at all costs. That lady is amazing. She's like 21. She got some money talking about, Hawk Tui and stuff. I saw a video. It was pretty legit, it looked like to me. I feel like I can see like ads, but it was just this drunk ass lady who spent like $2,000 on dog food and toys at PetSmart and then brought it to a dog shelter and then spent the day there drinking and giving like these dogs like having fun with them, playing with them, all this shit. That lady is amazing.
So it's like every episode of Bass and Brews.
Yeah, like dirty ass comments, but with a really kind heart. Yeah, that's us.
That girl really capitalized on something that just like a complete accident.
Yeah. No, I mean, she was drunk. I did hear that she tried to do something in Nashville, and everybody was like, nobody gives a fuck. So her 5 minutes might be up. But from what I understand, she got like 6 figures from
she got bodyguards.
Yeah. The bodyguards were funny in the videos. But she got like 6 figures, right? And she doesn't have to work at the spring factory for like 4 years. So good for her. Like, dominate it. Like, do what you can. I think she's funny as shit. That was such a real person moment. And I still use Hawk Tui all the time. Like, Amanda, my wife, asked, I was grilling up some chicken.
You're married and you have to use the Hawk Tui?
No,
that's not how
no.
it works, Alex.
No. Last night I was making some chicken, and she was like, "Damn, this chicken's flavorful. What was the marinade?" And I was like, "I don't know. I just put a little Hawk Tui on that thing." Like, I use it in everyday sentences now. I struggle not to use it at work because they are definitely going to fire me.
Amanda should be a Hawk Tui champ since she's at the post office. I mean, she knows how to lick a stamp.
That's not a lot of Hawk Tui. That's the other one. That's I got to keep her satisfied. Otherwise, she switches teams because she's so good at licking stamps. Oh, thank God she only listens to the episode that she's on. So
I'm gonna text her tonight and be like, you got to listen to this episode in the full length.
She tells me right away when Paul texts her, she's like, "Yeah, what the fuck did you guys do?" Because Paul texted me, he's being creepy. Because there was one time Paul called her flat out and was just like, "Make sure you give this man."
I don't have her number.
Dude, you did. It was or texted her where you were just like, "You got to give this man some loving." What's the loving like? She was like, "He's getting fucking real weird. I don't like this."
Look, dude, I'm just trying to help you out.
I'm good. I'm good. I live my life with empty testicles consistently. If that makes you feel better, Paul. Poor
There's
Justin.
another Astroglide. There's another Astroglide. There's another Astroglide commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I live my testicles. Yeah. My testicles live rent free.
All right, back to the Olympics, and back to inappropriate. Did you hear they did the cardboard beds because supposedly they can't support 2 people?
Nope, that's not it. But go ahead, and I'll tell you the reason why they use cardboard beds.
Well, I mean, it was cheap, right? But the rumor is, do you think it's so they could win more, Paul? Go ahead. Like, it's up to you now.
Nope. They use the cardboard beds because after the Olympics, they donate them to like homeless shelters beds? And shit. Yep.
No,
and
these
so
are like super disposable.
So they can last like 2 weeks.
Yeah, like that doesn't make no sense.
You don't make no sense.
Anyways, I do love the string of Olympic TikTok where they're showing it. And a lot of them are like, they said you couldn't get 2 people on this. I've had 2 people on this bed for the last 4 nights. And I'm like, fuck yeah.
Because the Olympics for years have given out condoms, like unlimited condoms.
Yep.
You just,
they're notorious.
When you go back to, you just go back and there's a bucket of condoms at the hotel or wherever you're staying. At the elevator, and you can just get them.
Well, if you're going to the Olympics too, like say you play on the first 2 days of the Olympics, and it's what 2-3 weeks long.
Yeah,
and you're done after that second day. What else are you gonna do? You're done with all your training, everything else you've been. It's party time.
You're just partying and fucking. And you know what? I have seen. All right, so I've seen a couple things on TikTok. One, there's people just celebrating these athletes as they should. Right? These are folks that like they deserve this. Go have fun. They're usually very young folks, and those are the people that are normally posting shit, right? Go have fun. Go party. There's tons of cultures around you. Go like expand your circle. That's fucking awesome, right? But then there's this weird subgroup of people where these athletes are showing their hauls, right? Like they show like all the outfits and the uniforms that they're getting. And they're getting like phones and everything, and everybody's like, "Oh, what the fuck? I gotta pay $150 for groceries, but these dickheads get their fucking groceries for free." Listen, fuck off, because most of these sports they don't make any fucking money, and they're devoting their lives. What? Yeah, exactly. Right. They work at Home Depot and shit. They're devoting their lives to a sport where they're not going to.
They're like fucking rod makers. They don't make shit.
Yeah,
They have to have 3 jobs to pay the bills and buy groceries.
Let him.
You might speak to this a little bit more, being a former college athlete yourself. Like, it's.
Oh, he wasn't one.
No, he wasn't one. But the whole pain.
He's talking about me, Alex, not you.
I know. You're a third string punter. Go fuck off.
But paying college athletes. I think college athletes should be paid. I think it's something that you're basically
100%.
40 to 60 hours a week. If you're on even Mizzou, if you're on Mizzou's football team, you're 40 to 60 hours a week.
Yep.
It's way more than that, buddy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You're absolutely right, and they should be getting paid because everybody else is getting paid on them.
Here's what sucks about this is if you had you like Missouri, right? University of Missouri. If you had a football or basketball or volleyball or any kind of collegiate athlete that fished and they found your stuff, and before NIL, if you were to give them, if you were to make them a custom rod and give them that rod, they could become ineligible for that. And now if some Missouri athlete that loves fishing, fly fishing, bass fishing, whatever it is, and they want a rod from you now, and you make them a rod and give it to them, and they promote it on social media and this and that, like that's cool now. 5 years ago, before NIL, shit, if somebody even found out about it and reported them, like they could be ineligible forever. And now you can find these people. I mean,
we get it. You said it 3 times, Paul.
I'm going to say it 18 times because I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying right now.
Yeah,
hey, Alex.
You're at a 5 school. It's happening.
Yeah,
Alex, I want you to know. I talk a lot of shit about you, buddy, but I love you.
I love you too, big guy.
You're a good friend of mine.
Man, Paul must be drunk.
And one day we're gonna meet in person.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hug you, and I'm gonna give you a fucking noogie.
Oh.
And
noogie.
I'm probably gonna kiss you on your left cheek.
Oh no, we're gonna kiss on the mouth.
I'm gonna slap you and I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you so hard in the face.
Oh. Ooh.
That you're probably you might lose a tooth.
Is it going to the Amazon here?
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I would never. I would never want to see Alex naked. Ever.
Oh
ever.
No, I mean he's gonna see me naked, and also, I mean I don't know why you're trying to turn me on the podcast, give me the old slap and tickle. Like, come on now. I was on boats for half of my military career.
I love tickling people. I will tickle. I'll tickle fart at your ass.
All right. Poor Justin.
Hey, Alex. Alex, are you ticklish on your
this.
feet or are you ticklish under your arms?
None. I'm not ticklish at all.
Oh, well, so this is all right, y'all.
Yep.
The first time Alex and I meet, I'm not going to slap him in the face. I'm going to see how ticklish he is. And we've tickle the fuck out of him.
What's funny is we've had some offers from people to help sponsor this trip, right? And that might be at the tickle fight, but I am not ticklish. But I want to go back to, again, the military weird dudes, because we had the one dude who loved Amazon style, right? Then there's one guy who we went to a strip club in San Diego. There's not very many strip clubs in San Diego, which is really weird because it's a giant town. Yeah.
That's surprising.
Right? Like in San Fran, there is a 3-block row called Strip Row, basically, and it's literally 3 blocks of strip clubs. You pay $40 to get a wristband to get into all of them. It's insane.
It's funny you say that because St. Louis, no strip clubs, but if you go to the east side, which is the Illinois side,
right,
all over there. There's nothing.
It's so weird. So we go to the one like strip club in San Diego, and so we're sitting there, we're drinking, we're doing our thing. This place is cool too because it's BYOB, so you can bring in your own shit. So we're just rolling.
A buffet?
No buffet. That's in
Philly.
When
you come to strip clubs in the South,
yeah, they got buffets.
The buffets.
Yeah. But back to this one. So we're sitting there and we're rolling in cases of beer, like, because it was BYOB, and we're on a port call. We don't have cars. So we literally took an Uber to the liquor store, loaded that Uber car up with probably like 7 cases of beer and 2 bottles of liquor. and then we're trying to offload that into the strip club. And as soon as we're done doing all the heavy lifting, there's one guy not helping. Shout out to you, Jeremy. And Jeremy is sitting there and he's just giddy. And we're like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, yo, this girl's into tickling. We're like, what the fuck do you mean, dog? Like, you are a fucking 42-year-old man. What are you talking about tickling? And he goes, yeah, dude, she'll tickle you if you take her to the champagne room. And we're like, okay, whatever. So we're trying to set up our spot. We set up our little like chill spot. You still got to have like there's if people haven't gone to a lot of strip clubs, you got to have a strategic mind if you go to a lot of them.
Could you speed this up? You're really beating around the bush.
I'm getting there. But anyway, so he comes out of the hopefully he's on headphones, not speaker.
Nope.
No, he ain't got no headphones.
Oh,
This Mama Hatfield.
hey.
Oh, hi. Say hi.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy. We're just talking about Dora the Explorer. That's it.
Yeah.
He would be the one that walks into one of those establishments with
Bluey.
question.
Yeah,
we're talking about Bluey.
We're talking about Bluey clubs.
Yep. So once
you're never allowed on Bass
All right.
and Brews again. I can already tell at the end of this.
I'll speed it up real quick. So, anyways, he comes out. We lose him, and he comes out 4 hours later, and he's like, "Yo, does anybody have any money?" And we're like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "This lady's charging me $500 for tickling me for the last 3 hours."
Oh.
And we're like, "Wait, all you guys did was tickle?" It's fucking weird. Again, enjoy your kinks, but it's fucking weird.
You do you.
Are you ticklish? Are you ticklish there, Josh?
These are the new questions on the show.
I am not. Growing up, my dad's like 6'6", a huge guy. I'm like 6 foot, and he's like giant, like construction worker hands, and all I do is feel pain now. So
okay, yeah, that's why it pays
you're
to be
you're
a little
like
bit
2
shorter.
Alexes tall. 6
Yeah.
foot. That's like 2 Alexes tall.
that's like, is that
That's
a
why it
metric?
pays to be. Yeah, it's metric. It's metric.
This would happen to get me loose. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, I sent Alex and Amandy a TikTok 2 or 3 days ago, and only Amanda laughed after I sent it. It was the 2 short people that got on the scooter and left out of the gas station.
Yeah. So that one, she was like, "Why the fuck is he tagging me in this?" But it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I've been absent. Just so folks know, we're gonna get some content more up on TikTok. But honestly, it's summer. I've been super busy with the kids. I'm trying to, just have a summer with them. So I've been slacking on the TikTok. It'll get better soon, probably in the fall. I don't know. We'll see. But
Hey,
yeah, it'll get better.
Justin, you
I gotta
got
pee.
2 kids.
Yeah.
One of them's fairly young, looks like about 2 to 3 years old. Have you ever drank breast milk?
Not intentionally.
The unintentional times that you drank breast milk, what did it taste like?
Tastes kind of like milk, I guess. I don't know. Tastes like milk. Actually, well, you gotta test the. Sorry, I'm getting mosquito bites if I'm like itching in front of you guys. No, I mean, when you're testing the milk to see if it's too hot, yeah, I mean it tastes like milk. It's got a little bit of a difference. Like it's not the right term, but gaminess to it, I guess, but just milk.
Would you, if you had to put breast milk in a cereal, what would be your cereal of choice?
Captain Crunch. Like Captain Crunch is my cereal. So like not even gonna hesitate. Captain Crunch. So that's my cereal choice.
So that makes sense though, because if you're gonna have breast milk in a cereal, you're gonna want the cereal that fucks your mouth up for the next 2 weeks. Because Captain Crunch will take the top of your mouth
You
and
got
make it raw.
callus, though. You got to get that callus up there. If you don't eat Captain Crunch all the time, you're not getting that callus in the top of your mouth.
Well, that's why you got to have good cold milk for Captain Crunch, because when you put it in your mouth, you got to have that cold milk because you got to let it like soften up a little bit.
Oh,
And so what you're saying is you don't need breast milk right out the boobie. you need to go steal some of your kids' breast milk and put it in the refrigerator, and then pour cold breast milk in to eat the Captain Crunch, and let it soggy up a little bit.
Well,
Hey,
you let it soggy up a little bit, but my kid's also 2.5. We haven't had breast milk in the fridge in quite a while.
Yeah.
So.
I get.
Well, sounds like you need to make a new baby so you can start having breast milk with your Captain Crunch.
Well, that's not
Listen.
medically possible anymore. We took care of that issue when the second one was born. So,
I mean, it is. What was it? You or her that got medically fixed?
it was me. It was
Okay,
me.
so
you can reverse it.
it's
You can
still-
reverse it. We saw that. We saw
Or
that on
there's
The
just
Office.
another dude, or there's just another dude. That's fine.
It comes out with a different pigment.
Hey, listen, to our confirmed at least 4 female listeners, I severely apologize. I went to go urinate in my sub pump, and I came back to breast milk and Captain Crunch. So,
And if I just got this whole podcast canceled with my
oh
pigment,
no, that's not going to cancel. Let's get out of here. That's a common question at this point now. Obviously, Justin did say he listened to the show. Obviously, you got to go back a little bit. Go back to the Scales and Tails swim bait episode, where even he was surprised I wasn't talking about breast milk.
So I don't remember that episode, but I can say I can't remember who you were talking to. It was the episode you kept talking about her with the prison background. And that was the episode that I was listening and fell off my kayak and lost one of my rods.
Yes, that was how we got in touch. Because you were like, I literally fell, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? How is this?"
I fell off, and I was in about 5 feet of water. I probably could have retrieved it, but there was about 10 feet away. About 5 minutes before that, I saw a snapping turtle. About,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
about
dig
10
around.
Like, you know what? That's probably his. So you can have that. You know, that's a
See,
gift.
I mean, you're
that's
a
the
rod
problem.
builder.
That's
It's
the
all right.
problem. That's the problem with you Midwestern motherfuckers. I saw a snapping turtle an hour ago in 5 foot of water. I'm not going diving for my rod. And then you take the Chris cruise fishing, and they drop a rod in 10 foot of water.
Yeah.
And there's 85 alligators over there, and one
they're
of
doing
them's 12 foot long.
Yeah,
And
they're
they go
from
diving in there.
Louisiana,
They
though.
go
That's
go in
different.
there and get their shit, and you're worried
Yeah.
about a fucking snap. It's not even a real snapping turtle. It's like a common snapping turtle, a little bitch. It could barely take a toe off,
You know,
and
I
you're
like,
still not going to go get it. I mean, geez.
I like my toes.
But you
Oh,
got
shit.
10 of them.
Oh shit! No, Justin's adding to it. Listen, mark my words. This time next year, Hatfield Custom Rods is gone. It's just Hatfield Rods and Toes. He's just doing nothing but gray beard pictures and toe pics.
Well, speaking of that, could you make a rod that looked like a toe?
You could probably do the button that look like a toe with the right cork and the right coloring.
No,
Yeah.
I want the blank to look like a toe.
I've literally seen a blank painted like a hot dog on the grill.
Oh, fuck, I love hot dogs.
Brightleaf, could you make it look like a dog's wiener? So red
Or
rocket.
Red Rocket.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, with the right, with the, that I'm sure whoever asked to paint that would be like, oh,
Yo,
can't.
How about if you made
Brightleaf.
how about if you made a rod that looked like a dildo? Could you do that?
I mean, anything is possible with the right paint job, but I don't typically paint them myself. That would be someone that powder coating and all that other stuff. That's
Oh,
a
you
whole-
don't paint your own rods?
No, I don't do any color.
Oh,
that's coming
okay.
from the factory. There are guys that do powder
Okay.
coat. Not powder coat. Excuse me. That's airbrush.
Airbrush. So you don't do any painting on the rod at all? You just do the components?
I do the components and then I do the marbling. So marbling is
All right. Yeah.
that's marbling. That's just
No, that's
stuff
perfect.
epoxy. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
so,
I mean, the
so
marbling.
yeah, the
is
marbling
ribbed.
was cool
It-
as shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also ribbed for her pleasure. So
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that would,
You can make it look like a dildo.
It can be if you really wanted to. You could rib it if you want.
That's where you want that lumpy paint or that lumpy glue job. If I can get ridges
Right.
all the way down that purple rod blank.
Yeah, I like marbling because marbling is one of those things. Like you could tell both of you guys sort of asked for the exact same color combination, like a Bass and
Yeah.
Brews rod. Both
Yeah,
wanted to go both of them are going to look 100% different.
Well, listen, we would love to.
Alex
get
would get that rod, and I wouldn't get shit. So
listen, we would love to get it, but we need more people to go to patreon.com/bassandbrews, and then we can get new. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah,
we would never
don't
use
do
that
shit
money
for free.
that. Yeah,
actually,
but also
we would because we don't do shit for free. If somebody's gonna make us something, we try to pay you.
Well, I mean,
I would, but obviously Alex is the one that gets shit for free.
I didn't get anything for free. I paid. Go ask Katie.
That's
Rods.
what I'm saying.
I paid all that.
That's what
money.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And we can talk. We can do a deal. I'll do that.
Listen, don't feel bullied because you've been drinking and Paul's got his shades on, looking like a worse version of Dog the Bounty Hunter than he already is.
I am more than happy to take care of people that take care of me. That's kind of how
I don't think we're taking care of you. I think
yeah,
you're
bitch,
lose
we ain't taking care
business.
of you at all.
Yeah,
we
you're gonna lose a lot of business.
We're driving business away from you.
Yeah.
This podcast episode is going to come out, and you'll be like, "What the fuck did I even go on there with those dumbasses?"
I can't wait till somebody asks for the Amazon cut rod from you. It's where it's completely backwards.
You guys say this is the worst fishing podcast, and you have the worst rod. You know, we made it worse by adding me here. So I mean, what's going to happen?
Well, no. We're the worst fishing podcast, but we make up for it because we've been great guests like you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Why are you yawning, asshole?
Bitch, I'm tired as a motherfucker. I've been up since 4 o'clock the last 3 days in a row.
Don't be up at 4. This dude's getting literally launched by fucking pterodactyls in his face, and he's still holding it together. Paul gave nothing but like a.
You're a pterodactyl.
Spell it.
You're like the asshole trying to argue with me about why European honeybees on Facebook, why European honeybees are destroying all the Native American pollinators, and this bitch is like, you need to go do the research to find out the information. I'm like, motherfucker, you came on my goddamn channel.
You do the research.
You get, and he's got the research, but he won't give me no shit. He keeps asking me, Robert. I don't remember the rest of his name, but Robert, you a motherfucker. And then he wrote like a diatribe with absolutely zero fucking grammar in it or punctuation. And so I called him out on that, and then it was a personal attack. Fuck you, Robert. Robert's a bitch.
Yep. And not only Robert, but all Roberts. Hey, why we got you here?
Whoa, I'm a Roberts.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, first name Robert. Anyways, why we got you
Alex.
here?
Alex.
Hold on, stop.
Alex.
We just started, and since you,
hey Justin, why we got you here?
Oh my God, stop.
You have Alex and you have me.
Hey,
if you had to kick one of us in the nuts
and
slap one of us in the face,
that's shotgun round.
Who do you choose?
That's a tough one because Alex has got military training. When you're a former, college athlete, so like, I'm not going to contest with either one of those things. So
answer the fucking question. I was a police officer, so anyway.
Oh God!
Answer the question. You got to kick one of us in the nuts, and you got to slap one of us in the face.
Well, if you're a police officer, I could probably outrun you. That's probably my chance.
Slap one of us in the face, kick one of us in the nuts.
Yeah,
you got to choose.
Well, I'm gonna. Let's see here.
Oh.
That's a tough one. So I'm gonna.
I mean, it comes down to: do you hate the troops or not?
Oh wow, you're gonna put it out there like that, huh? Wouldn't it? I feel like kicking.
Answer the question, Josh.
I feel like kicking the troops in the nuts is a troop thing to do.
But you're not kicking the troops in the nuts. You're kicking Alex.
I'm gonna kick Alex in the nuts and slap him in the face.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, my balls have taken a hammering over the 20 years I served in the military. One more is not gonna all right, I'm gonna throw up a little. That's fine. And it's funny. I'm okay with that. Hey, you know what else is funny? And since you said you probably only listened from that episode, so we'd like to play another game called Bass or Ass. So I'm gonna play you 2 clips. And it's either somebody fucking or somebody catching fish. So good luck.
Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. Oh, yes.
All right, what do you think that was? Was it bass or ass?
Isn't this an old Adam Sandler skit?
No,
Is it? Is it?
this is a
It
Bass
might
and
be.
Bruce skit. Fuck Adam Sandler. He's a bitch.
That's a bold statement. That's totally two guys, catching fish.
Okay. I mean, you're right. It is. But what about?
Oh, my God. Is it in you?
Oh, yeah, big time. Damn.
Oh, my fucking God.
Fuck.
Oh, my God, dude.
Got a.
Well, that's two jet skiers just getting into dock. That's all that is.
Oh shit! That's
Alex, you gotta make a TikTok about that so we can get some more hate mail.
yeah. I will make a TikTok. I'm not going to, but cool. I mean, you can take a picture and make a TikTok, Paul.
You know what?
That's
Fuck
one of
you,
my
bitch.
favorites, though.
I
feel
thought
like
that
that
was
one's
good, and funny.
So
That's a
just
good
so everybody knows, that last one was neither. It was one buddy hooking another buddy with a giant fucking treble hook. So,
And you know what? Until Alex made the reverse video, made the reverse video, the fish magic or whatever the fuck he calls it.
Yep, Fish Wizard.
Fish Wizard, if you want to go viral on the internet, fishing, hook yourself, hook somebody else, shit in your pants, or fall in the water.
That's it. Those are the 4 keys to success. So, Justin, I would, because you do lives, I would really recommend. I really recommend you do all 4. You should yeah. I mean, that's the move. Hey, but in spirit of all of that, you know who the real winner is?
Who are the young college girls going to sleep with?
And if you guys aren't watching,
dude, we have got to put Justin's face in that instead
Wolf,
of
Wolf
yes.
of Walmart. Can
Fix
we
it,
get
Wolf.
that clip right? But
that clip.
Yeah, but put Justin's face on that old man with his all buttons unbuttoned except for the bottom 2 to hold his gut in. That would be the best.
Justin looks like a 75-year-old fucking man on this podcast. I mean, this dude, I'm not lying. If y'all aren't watching, you at least need to go watch 2 minutes of this.
His hair does.
He literally looks like a 75-year-old fucking man on this podcast.
Man.
It's some people age gracefully, I'd say.
No,
Look, here's the deal with this. We don't talk shit about people on this podcast.
Yeah, we do.
Unless it's Alex, Paul, or the guest.
We do.
That's the only way you can talk shit.
Mike Iaconelli. I talk shit about everybody.
But that's what I'm saying is you're either Paul, Alex, or on the podcast.
That's true. All right. Hey, Justin, we're getting
we're getting close to the end.
And this is going to be your opportunity.
This is going to be the opportunity
for you to shout out.
For you to shout out
anywhere people can find you, or anybody you'd like to thank at this point.
Yeah, so you can find me on anywhere on TikTok, social media, Facebook, Instagram, my link tree. TikTok is at Hatfield Custom Rods. So that's my link tree will go to all of that. Most of my content is all stems from there. Again, Hatfield Custom Rods will be all across all the social medias, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. But yeah, I mean, I just appreciate you guys for giving me the platform to really just be here and just bullshit. So, I mean.
Hey, Justin, if you were going to take one of our wives, would it be Alex's wife or mine?
Well, I don't know anything about your guys' wives, but you said yours was...
You don't need to know anything.
Yep.
We've told you all you need to know tonight. Yep. Who are you taking? Whose wife are you taking home?
He's going to answer. Shut up.
I think as you asked the question, it's probably going to be yours.
Okay.
Good luck, because she's mean as fuck.
She's mean as fuck. I was about to say, that's not an echo. She's mean. Mandy, the mail lady, is nicer. She has to deal with the public.
Yeah.
And she's got those calves.
Many people deal with it. They deal with the gamut.
She does. Hey, where was I going to go with that? I can't remember. Hey, guess what time it is? Anybody know?
Road.
It's time.
Boys and girls, let's see how far down the rabbit hole we can go today. Woo! It only takes one.
All right, here's
Really,
what
life
it is.
but a dream. Oh, sorry.
This
My bad.
is the
sorry.
patent pending Bass and Bruce shotgun round. We are going to ask you a set of rapid fire questions. No, you forgot that at the beginning. Yeah.
No,
All
at
right,
the beginning,
so
I did the drunk beginning.
You did
at the
I
beginning.
know. But anyways, we're going to ask you
Hey,
a
Alex,
set of rapid.
I love you.
Stop. Shut up. We're going to ask you
Don't
a set
tell
of
me
rapid
to. When
fire
I'm
questions.
showing you love, you do not tell me to shut up.
We don't need an explanation. What we need is an answer. If we want an explanation, we'll ask for it. And this is either going to raise you to the highest highs to become a serious angler or the lowest lows to the darkest waters. Justin from Hatfield Custom Rods, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. You know what? I'm going to break format here. We're going to go right to one. Are you going to spend more on a rod or are you going to spend more on a reel?
Ooh.
Rod every single time.
Absolutely. You're a custom rod maker. Absolutely.
I got a reason.
Okay.
Tell
what's
us
your
the
reason?
reason. Tell us the reason.
Because I sell rods. I will say a rod is real because what's doing most of the work? It's the rod. That's where you feel your sensitivity. That's where you feel all of the action. The reel is just the tool. You're feeling everything from the rod.
Yeah, but shouldn't you pay more for a bait casting reel? If you're doing something where you need to
No,
rank
that's
something
ass
out
backwards, dumbass.
No.
You would want to
Anyways.
spend more on a spinner
for something
Look,
when you're wrenching
hey.
stuff out of like filth.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's also, for me personally, I don't spend over $120 on a reel.
Okay,
Personally.
that's fair
So
enough.
Personally, I don't. I know there's guys that don't, but for me, you're feeling the sensitivity. That's where you're feeling the bite through the line. You're not feeling that through the reel. You can do the same wrenching out of all the gunk with a $50 reel. It's just not going to work as good, but you're not feeling the bite on a $20 rod.
This
Fair
definitely sounds like a dildo commercial.
It does. All right. Hey, are you?
You need
Crocs?
the sensitivity
You need the
of a
sensitivity.
Hatfield custom dildo
rod. Oh,
because
shit.
because the reel isn't going to do anything, honey. Your hand is going to get tired, but that Hatfield custom dildo is going to be sensitive the whole way in.
Listen, I also heard the only thing that makes a Hatfield rod more sensitive is the Hawk Tui blend of Astroglide. So make
there we
sure-
go, my man.
Yep.
Alex crushed it.
Sensitive blend.
Yep. All right. So Crocs or flops?
I'm a flops guy.
Oh my
Ugh,
God! I
that's
thought for
gross.
sure he was going to say
That's gross.
Crocs.
That's gross.
I'm appalled.
Nobody
at
wants to
that
see
answer.
your dirty fucking toes, sir. Hey, we don't need an explanation. Shush it. We get to absolutely shun you for your dirty toe exposure, you icky man.
Hey, are your toe hairs as gray as your
yeah,
beard
are they
hair?
gray?
They are not. They are not.
Oh, see, that's
Do you shave
weird.
your feet?
I do not shave my feet. No.
Good. No, never shave your feet. Men,
Have you
men
ever
never
been able
shave
to
your
put?
feet.
Have you ever been able to put a toe in your mouth?
Oh,
No.
Have you
wait.
tried?
He thought about it. Hold on. He thought about it. He's definitely tried. He played rugby. He's definitely tried in a locker room to put a toe in his mouth.
I went to the bowl when I was 6, so I was like, oh, I probably, but not like in an actual lifetime that's like legitimate.
All right. Hey, are you shit, I'm forgetting questions now. And chat's gonna
Pineapple on
Annihilate.
pizza? Yes or
there
no?
we go. Let's go.
Pineapple and pizza should be prosecuted on the federal level.
Shit. Well, all right, it was
My
great,
man.
everybody. Justin's gone. That's the wrong answer.
No, that's the right answer. If he
No,
kicks
it's
you out,
delicious.
I'll bring you in, and then I'll kick
Yeah.
him out.
Salty and sweet is amazing. If
Just
you're
like
on
a
the
good vagina. Tastes like a boiled hot dog. delicious.
Oh no, not a boiled hot dog. You're on your way to the water. Is it hype music or is it slow jams?
I'm a slow jams kind of, I guess. Like I want to slow because it's early in the morning. I don't want to jump too. Like I'm slowing down a little bit.
All right.
Slow
All
jams.
Right. So what does that mean for you? What's slow jams to you?
I don't know. Hyping up's gonna get my ADHD going way too much.
Bitch, we asked name a band.
Like slow jams. Like what kind of music does that for you?
Oh, okay. Probably just kind of something slower, like maybe something, just kind of whatever my.
Name a fucking band.
Damn, you're gonna put it on me.
That's what she said.
Put it on me. Shit. Now you put me on the spot. My mind is blanking.
That's all right. Is it Brooks and Dunn?
Brooks and Dunn probably do it for me.
Solid.
To be honest. Slow it down with some Neon Moon.
Fucking perfect. Because we
fucking Neon Moon. This bitch listens to country music. He said Neon Moon. Achy, breaky heart.
Because we had somebody way back said that the same band was also hype music. So.
Tyler,
that's right. All right.
Music.
All right, that's fine. It's all
he still didn't answer the question, but
he did.
We digress.
All right. If you're fishing for 4 hours, is it
5 hours?
Well, it doesn't
7 hours.
Matter.
7 hours.
Matter. Would you rather have 5 2-pounders or 1 7-pounder?
Oh man, I don't think anything could take away from that 1 7-pounder. Like
especially in fucking Ohio.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll tell you what, I can catch
nothing in Ohio
all day, but I catch one 5-pounder. That's my
That's a big one. Yeah.
Hey, have you ever seen Paige for the love of trees or for the love of fishing?
I don't know what her fucking
Ohio.
name is now. Well, he's.
I think I might know who you're talking about. Yeah.
All her posts say she's from Pennsylvania, but we all know she's from Ohio.
Hey. Shout out to Paige. I've been trolling her TikTok lives recently where I just keep trying to ask her the shotgun round questions. And I try to sneak them in and then she'll pick up on it real quick and tell me to fuck off. So props to you, Paige. Justin, just so you know, Paige is the only guest to never do any. She literally logged off
twice.
And she logs off before we can get to the fucking shotgun round.
That's funny.
And she set us up. She set us. Not Alex. Alex wasn't here for it. But she's like, "Hey, everybody, put your feet up against the camera." And
thank God I wasn't on that episode.
Myself and
Matty Ice,
I think.
Tiny Tuples.
And then Tiny Tuples all did it, and then she signed off at the same at the. It's fucking bullshit.
The one person to make us actually famous for showing feet didn't show her feet. So yeah, good on her.
Or answer the shotgun round questions.
100%. Hey, Texas or Wacky Rig?
I'm gonna say Texas. As much as people always say Wacky Rig, I never do it.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, that's a solid thing. I mean, both of them are good, but.
You're gonna put your all right. Next one is: are you gonna put your wife's big toe in your mouth or a thumb?
Thumb. My wife won't let me touch her feet.
Oh,
well, you can't touch her feet.
Oh no, she will run away. So I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, dude, she's gonna be asleep tonight, or she's gonna be half asleep putting the kids to bed. Go in there tonight and just go grab that big toe and put that bitch in your mouth. And videotape it. Let's see what happens.
What you do is you go, babe, hey, the conditions for this podcast was, and then you're recording the whole time, right? And then you pop that motherfucker in your mouth. Anyways, hey, have you, do you eat largemouth bass?
Largemouth what?
Bass. Bows. I'm a little buzzed now. Or do you eat largemouth bass?
I've not eaten largemouth. No.
Okay.
I don't get the hate from it, but yeah, I don't.
How about smallmouth?
Smallmouth is very difficult to find where I'm at. Like you have to really find them.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Speaking of eating, have you ever eaten beaver?
No. Wait.
No.
Is this a euphemism?
I don't know what you're talking about. We asked you a simple
Alex
question.
cannot spell euphemism, so
Absolutely not.
just skip over.
There's no way.
He barely got it.
Have you ever eaten beaver?
Well, if we're going with what I think, then yes.
How did you prepare
What do you
it,
think?
then?
How did I prepare it? Raw.
Yeah.
So you eat raw beaver, but you won't put a toe in your mouth. That's fucked up.
You know, people.
No, he will. He
Are
will
you-
put the toe in. It's just the wife won't let him.
Jabberhammer is kink shaming.
He is king shame. This is the the title of this episode is Kink Fishing with Justin from Hatfield Custom Rods.
You gotta listen to the whole 2 hours to get to it.
Oh my lord!
Hey, only the degenerate brewskis are
Yes.
making it this far.
Fair.
That's all.
This is
of
why
them
we can't
at
get
this
over
point.
6,000 views a month. Is because nobody makes it to the most
No.
important part of the whole
Well,
podcast.
I'm gonna tell you what. We summer's been a struggle view wise, but I think that's just summer. But anyways, maybe that's
well,
a
I
separate
think it's because
conversation.
we suck, but okay.
It could.
You
be.
want to feel good about yourself, Alex.
Yeah. All right. Hey, the most important question out of this whole thing is
Pineapple
right?
on pizza, yes or no?
Stop. He already answered that one.
Oh,
Yep, he
my
already
bad.
did
I
it.
forgot.
Yep, shut up.
My
Paul.
bad.
Hey, so the Brewskis again, they're gonna be whatever. They're gonna be on questions, right?
They're gonna be
Normally they're very
assholes.
nice people, right? But
No,
here's
they're
the one
not.
that's really gonna polarize them, right? What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
Sandwich proteins. Roast beef, ham, turkey.
Perfect.
Yep.
Solid.
Easy.
The,
And
the only
that's the
thing
quickest
better would've
somebody's ever
been-
answered that
Yep.
question.
the only thing better would have been beaver.
It's hard to get the bread on both sides, you know.
Hey, I don't know. You know,
You just-
sometimes you
never
get the
mind.
sometimes you go to Arby's and you get those roast beef sandwiches. And if you take that top bun off, and it looks like you eating beaver.
It does. All right, everybody. Hey, remember, we haven't seen a lot of reviews lately, so make sure you leave a review on Apple Podcasts, right? And the rule is to be as mean as possible, but leave a 5-star review. And if you listen on a platform that's not on that, you can also check it out at bassandbrews@gmail.com. And then check out Justin at Hatfield Custom Rods. I'm drunk as shit. This is how we ended.
Bottles of beer on the wall, 98
What's that?
bottles of
What are you
beer,
doing, 98?
97 bottles
Hey,
of beer
Justin,
on the
hang
wall.
out for a
Take
second.
one down, eat your ass, blah, 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 blah.